After ramping up the possibility for weeks of a Russian invasion of Ukraine, the White House on Wednesday downgraded that threat from President Vladimir Putin, saying an invasion is no longer imminent. Still, the United States is sending more troops to Eastern Europe. Some of the forces will be repositioned to Romania. Others will be coming from the United States to Poland and Germany. It's a response to President Putin, who has positioned tens of thousands of troops inside Russia near Ukraine's border. The roughly 3,000 troops will bolster the NATO presence in Europe and are in addition to the 8,500 U.S. troops put on standby last month by U.S. President Joe Biden.
German Chancellor Olaf Scholz has said he plans to meet with Russian President Vladimir Putin to discuss tensions over Ukraine. Scholz has been facing pressure to take a tougher stance on Russia, with critics accusing Germany of being out of step with its allies in tackling the crisis. He's now trying to reassure people that Germany is indeed pulling its weight.
Of course, I have also spoken with the Russian president, and of course, we are carefully preparing everything that needs to be done. I will now be going to the US, and I will be continuing the conversation on the necessary issues in Moscow soon.
What we do know is that it was launched at about 1:20 a.m. local time and involved helicopter gunships, F-16 fighter jets, which honed in on a house in the town of Atme, which is in Idlib province in northwestern Syria, and that the target was indeed someone from Al-Qaeda, from the Syrian branch of Al-Qaeda, that's Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, and not from the Islamic State. We don't know the identity of the person. There have been lots of names which have been put on the net today, on Twitter feed, some wrong, but it appears it could have been one of 4 people who are very high-ranking Al-Qaeda officials.
For years, security has been crucial for the state of Israel. Now the Jewish state is ramping up its military capabilities with a major technological shift in its security. Israel will surround itself with a laser defense wall. That's a new way to intercept missiles.
Within a year already, the IDF will bring into action a laser-based interception system, first experimentally and later operationally, first in the south, then in other places. And this will enable us, as the years advance, to surround Israel with a wall of lasers which will protect us from missiles, rockets, UAVs and other threats. But in fact, it will deny. It will take from the enemy the strongest card that he has against us. The economic equation will be overturned. They will invest much and we little.
Tears and anger in the outskirts of Democratic Republic of Congo's capital Kinshasa on Wednesday, after a high-tension power cable snapped, killing 26 people according to authorities. The accident happened when lightning struck the high-voltage cable during a storm on Wednesday morning, the National Electricity Company said. It then fell on houses and a market. Visiting the scene, Prime Minister Jean-Michel Sama-Lukonde said the cable had fallen in pools of water where women were selling produce. He offered condolences to the grieving families on behalf of the president. Unauthenticated videos, shared online, appeared to show several bodies lying in puddles of water where they had fallen.
정은 동지께서 미설주 여사와 함께 극장 관람석에 나오시자 전체 참가자들은 비범한 사상리론적 예지와 세련된 명도력, 인민에 대한 여러 같은 사랑을 지니시고 이 땅 위에 인민의 리상과 행복, 한국의 요원이 전면적으로 실현되는 새 세상, 새 시대를 펼쳐가시는 총비서동지를 경애하는 김성은 동지께서는 열광의 환호에 담례하시며 설명절을 맞는 관람자들과 예술인들을 따뜻이 축하하셨습니다. 가슴 벅찬 긍지와 보람, 앞날에 대한 신심과 낙관으로 충만된 노래들과 경쾌한 어머니를 사랑합니다. 우리 어머니를 비롯한 전인민족인 노동당 찬가들
There is very little that can be done because the Iranian regime is basically a law unto itself. It is pretty much impervious to criticism, and we know that these executions are part and parcel of a much wider abuse of human rights in Iran, where people who criticize the regime, people who campaign, for example, for labor rights for workers in Iran, women's rights activists, ethnic minorities from the Baluch, Kurdish, and Awazi Arab communities, they are all subjected to very severe repression and sometimes executions, often on trumped up charges.